Yeah. And
Lights and glitz and glamour.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So like as a teenager, I started playing on the Strip, and then I started coming back and forth to Nashville because I wanted to be a songwriter. So I've been back here for 8 years.
Hey, this is Deb, and this is Happy Hour with Deb. And today I have my new friend,
Hi.
Megan Barker.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, it's my honor and a privilege to have you on the show.
We're instant friends.
We're besties,
Perfect. Yeah.
right? I mean, we're texting each other. But can you believe she wore that? No,
Yeah.
we don't do mean girl stuff. We don't do mean girl stuff.
No. No.
So you have quite the background
A little
in country music.
Yeah, I got roots.
You do. You got
Yeah.
some roots. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, my parents were both in country music, so I was born here in Nashville, which I guess makes me a unicorn.
It totally makes
I've
you a
been told.
unicorn because, like, is there anybody that's like an original?
There's like 3 of us.
That's it.
Yeah, and
you
we
need
all
a
meet.
statue in a park. You need some stuff, girl. We'll get that. Don't worry.
We'll
We'll
work
get that.
on it.
We'll get one.
But yeah, my parents were both in country music. My dad was a writer. He wrote some pretty cool songs. And so, girl, I kind of grew up around it. And they got divorced when I was like 9. And then I grew up in Vegas for a while.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You're a showbiz kind of girl.
Yeah. And
Lights and glitz and glamour.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So like as a teenager, I started playing on the Strip, and then I started coming back and forth to Nashville because I wanted to be a songwriter. So I've been back here for 8 years.
So you started playing
Nashville.
very young, I read.
Very young, yeah. Like 15,
So tell me,
probably.
right, 15 years old. Man, I don't think
In Las Vegas.
I don't even think I could tie my shoes till I was like 22, but that is so, what was that like? On the Strip in Vegas?
Yeah, it was
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, I mean, I've got some stories. My mom came with me for a really long time.
Right, absolutely. We're not leaving her here.
No, it's a hyper adult environment.
It is truly a hyper adult. But when I see kids in Vegas, I'm like, why are you damaging your children?
Well, there's so much for kids to do in Vegas
There
now.
is
I get it, but for sure, it was. I wouldn't trade those training meals for anything.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was fun.
Always country music.
No, I mean, I kind of started out like as a singer-songwriter. So I grew up around country music, but then by the time I realized that I wanted to do music, I was into like John Mayer and Jason Mraz and all these like singer-songwriters.
That's cool.
And then I kind of eventually found my way back to country music. So
writing is your passion.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we all forget as just regular people that like every song that brings a memory or is written by somebody.
So important.
Crazy. Do you collaborate?
I do, yeah. So I write like every day, basically. I write for other people, and then I'm an artist, so I write for myself a lot too, which is kind of like a different animal. But yeah, writing is...
That's your drive. That is so... I don't even think I could color inside the lines, let alone write songs.
That's art.
I mean, I think that is so impressive, and you've always been drawn to that.
Yeah.
That
haven't always been great at it, but I'm
right. You must be great at it. So that's amazing. Yeah. Tell me about performing. What's that like?
It's the best. It's the best. I mean, I've done it for so many years, like singing for my supper. It's been my job.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which comes with its own ups and downs. But yeah, there's nothing like being on stage. That really is. I love writing, but performing is also.
Is amazing.
Yeah, it's the best.
Any little like butterflies? Like, oh my God, I gotta get out there.
Yeah, I get like the shake in my voice when I'm nervous, and I still haven't figured out how to overcome that. So, one day, hopefully. But yeah, gosh. If you're not nervous or you're not,
then you're
what are you
right.
doing? Yeah.
And honestly, I think like who would even I don't even know. Like, can you resonate with the artist? Just get up there and I think that's such a important. We had Remy Garrison on the show, and what a love she is.
She's great.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
She's just great. And it's so funny because she's like, I know, she's like, I go in and I'm shaking and then my voice cracks and I ask for water. Like, she had this whole routine built around being nervous. And you'd never, you wouldn't know with you. You would never know. You would think you're just born to do this.
Yeah. I think it depends, on where you're playing and what the stakes are. I feel like it's really nerve-wracking when you're playing a big show like in Nashville for your peers. It's like playing for a bunch of people you don't know, you don't really care.
Right,
right. If you're playing for people
you can hate me, it's fine. Don't follow me, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So
who's your inspiration?
So I always say my 2 biggest heroes are John Mayer and Keith Urban.
Wow.
I just love, I think they're just timeless artist.
Timeless, agree. Who doesn't love Keith Urban?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't think there's a woman on this planet that doesn't love Keith Urban.
I know.
And all the music is just so incredible. And he ended up with this Cinderella life, and we love a happy ending, right? We love a love story. We love a happy ending.
He's survived a lot personally, and he's just a great artist who
he is an amazing artist.
All the aspects of his career, and I really admire.
Yeah, and that's hard work.
It's so much work.
So
it's a lifestyle, I think.
It's a lifestyle, right? So tell me, how do you manage all this? Do you handle your own social media, or does somebody do that for you?
I do. Yeah, I handle it. It's a lot. I've been doing a lot of my own music videos the last couple of years too. So basically I befriended a wonderful girl named Erin Cooper who has her own show on WSM now. So
all right, we'll check her out. Yeah, we'll definitely check her out.
Shameless plug to Erin.
That's right.
But God bless her. She has a media background. So I met her and she is really great with a camera. And I was like, do you want to make a music video with me? So basically she just films whatever the heck I want her to. And then she gives me the footage and I put it all together. And it's been a really
And you edit it?
I edit it all.
Oh my God. I'd need to take a month off. I'd be like, January, that's it. I need to edit one reel.
It's so much, I know. But I've learned a lot. And it's really fun creatively. Because it's songs that I wrote and I'm singing and it's, it's the Megan Parker show. So every artist loves themselves. It's really fun to go into that world. But it's a lot of work.
It's a lot
and the
of
social
work.
Media and
it is crazy because it's an industry that itself is its own business. Yes. Being the social media and
you've got to keep the reels and the
damn algorithms. The next time somebody says algorithms to me, I'm like, what even does that mean? You know what I mean? Like it is.
But I try to remember at the end of the day, it's all supposed to just be fun, and you're supposed to be presenting yourself and
and that's probably the whole industry, because we get caught up in numbers and people and and that's how do you stay out of that headspace? Like people, I lost 3 followers today, probably 3 that should have gone anyway. But, how do you handle that?
I don't know. I think, you have to just be authentic. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but I try to just know at the end of the day that I put something out that is a true representation of me. And if somebody doesn't somebody commented on a video the other day and he was like, I wish I get the last 15 seconds of my life back. And I kind of laugh about it. Like, me too, bro. Like, that was hilarious.
They're still watching.
He's still watching and he still took the time to comment. So.
Right. I always wonder, I'm like, what satisfaction do you get at home yucking somebody else's yum? Like, what kind of human are you?
I know. And you know what? I think we all go down the rabbit hole a little bit and wonder, these are people that walk among us that are so nasty.
I know.
But also, I don't want to draw any attention to that. I don't want my mind
I'm not giving you any energy.
No,
back.
I have a billion things to focus on and think about. I'm not going to worry.
And I love that. What a great attitude because I'm the same way. I'm like, if I'm not your style, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I'm extra. I understand. But yes. And then that's totally fine. Wow, that is crazy. Where have you played on Broadway?
On Broadway? Where haven't I played on Broadway?
What's your favorite place to play on Broadway?
Oh, well, I had a residency at the George Jones for many years, which does not exist anymore. I'm not sure what it...
Did you go to Belmont?
No.
No, okay.
No, I'm a college dropout.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I spent $100,000 to not remember a damn thing.
We talked about this.
I couldn't. My business coach, this is how the podcast got started. My business coach, who's here in Nashville, said, we're at the point you need to either write a book or start a podcast. I go, I can't even write a coloring book. I'm not kidding. Whatever the $100,000 just poured right out my other side of my brain.
True. It's there. It's there.
Yeah, I guess in case of emergency, break glass. I don't even know, but it's like, I can't. Who writes a book?
Well, they say that college is about learning how to learn and learning about yourself and all those things. Maybe it's all of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did my master's
expensive.
late. It was right. I'm like, can I have some of that money back? Right. Because it is. And I don't think.
You're brilliant. I'm glad.
Thank you so much. You might be the only human being that's ever said that out loud.
That you're brilliant?
Yes.
Oh, we need to hang out more. I think you're brilliant.
Thank you so much. A room full of lovers today. I'm getting all the props today, I got to tell you.
I'll go on a rant.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, we won't do it now. Cliff's here. We don't want to give him a bad image. We'll wait. We'll wait till Cliff's gone and then we'll go. We'll knock on every door. Deb's the best.
That's right.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So how often are you performing?
I'm trying to hit the road more. So I played on Broadway here in Nashville for years. That was amazing as well. But
I bet. What an experience.
What an experience. I think a lot of artists need to do that.
I'm literally in awe of artists. You just as a patron in a bar.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like in awe of them. I'm like, God, they're chasing a dream. I love that so much.
Well, I don't think it's something that people should do forever. That's another conversation. But I do think it's a great experience to play on Broadway in Nashville. Be able to play 4 hours of cover songs. Just great training meals. But yeah, now I'm taking the show on the road. I've been opening for some cool people. And we've got some things lined up for next year. So
that is...
I'm going to be in Texas next month.
When are you going to be there?
I'll be there. We're going to the Texas Country Music Awards. We're going to pick up a cute little award. So,
Stop it.
Yes,
Stop it. We'll be in town around the 15th. Actually, I gotta go back. I have another home there, and it's like people are like, "You've just abandoned a home and left for like 6 months." I'm like, I didn't abandon. I paid for it, for God's sake. Yeah, Texas is great. I am, you know, it's near and dear to my heart, and that's fantastic.
It's becoming near and dear to my heart.
Congratulations! It's very much like Tennessee, and I love just the kindness.
The people.
I love it here too. I just think here people are just so kind and friendly, you know, because I'm from Philadelphia, like, you don't even say good morning to those people, like, because they're like, I'm going to knife you.
The southern hospitality.
It's the southern charm.
Yeah, it really is. But the country music scene in Texas is something.
Well,
of its own. It's incredible.
ACMAs are like in the neighborhood that I live. I live at the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters.
Wow.
For all you listeners, I'm an Eagles fan, just so everybody that's watching doesn't like get rid of my loyalty. Yes, and they have them, and it's like a 3-day party festival food truck, and it is such a cool, like to be in a big city, you know, good country music is on the outsides of that in Dallas, but it was just a cool, it's a really cool, one of our artists went, so he's like, will you guys come down and shoot me? I'm like, are you kidding? Right, and I lived right there, so it was great. It was a quick walk. And
absolutely.
It was really, really fun. So you're going down soon, November? No.
Yes, I think it's November 10th.
Who can believe that we're like talking about November?
I can't. I don't want to talk about that. Okay?
It's still warm here though.
It is.
It's still warm on the East Coast too, but it's getting those like 50-degree mornings.
It'll be cold in the next, like a month probably.
Yes, the seasons. That's the way it is in Texas. You get like 2 seasons.
But we wear cowboy boots all year round.
As you should.
Obviously.
All right, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is your favorite brand?
My favorite brand of cowboy boots?
Of cowboy boots.
Well, obviously, Dan Post Boots. They've sponsored me before. We should talk again.
I love that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Gosh, I love
I'm such an old
boots.
Ringo girl. Like,
I mean, I've rarely
that's the Louis Vuitton of like, you know.
I know.
Cowboy
Luke
boots.
Casey.
Oh, I know.
I've rarely
love them.
met a pair of boots I didn't like.
I know. Me
Let's be
too.
honest.
Me too.
Yeah.
I never met a hat I didn't like either.
Same. Yeah.
That's so cool about country music singers too. Like to put on boots and sing. What? I'm sorry. Only in America is that. It's such a great. It's a great thing.
I know.
So where are you going in 25? Are you touring or?
Yeah.
Wow.
All over. It's still, you have to check because it's all still finalizing. But yeah.
Wow.
Hopefully I'll be in a city near you.
What's it like being on the road?
Oh, wonderful. Tiring.
I bet.
Trying to eat good is, the challenge always.
I know.
But,
that's like working here with these guys.
Yeah,
right? It's like, what time are we
exactly,
drinking beer? I'm like, oh man. I'm like, right. I was doing that. I was on that good like summer's coming kick until I got with you guys.
Well, it's hard to know like where you are and what time of day it is because you've been here all day shooting these.
Yes. I spend more time in Nashville than I do in Texas.
You're like,
I'm
what
here
day
all the
is
time.
it? What time is
I
it?
know,
Who
right?
am I? Yeah.
That's why I have a crew. I must ask them what time it is and who the next guest.
That's right.
300 times a day.
Delegate. That's right.
Right. I don't even delegate. Like honestly, the stars of this show are them. I mean, truthfully, I'm just the chick.
Maybe you can attest to this. One of the biggest lessons I think in growing up is realizing that you cannot do everything perfectly.
And nor do you want to.
Nor should you.
I want to do what I'm good at, and the rest I give to somebody who's good at that. And if you happen to make a family out of that, jackpot.
Amen.
It is so true, and in this industry.
Yeah. Well, I know because I've tried to wear every single hat, and at a certain point,
that is the quickest way to burn yourself out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you guys keep up the social media thing.
It's a lot. I don't know if
I can't even
do a great job, but I try.
I don't think we've had an artist yet that doesn't do their own social media.
Well, people make a lot of money managing social media for people.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of pricey to hire somebody to do it for you.
To me, it's like that my team does. They do everything. They handle. Seriously, they listen to me cry. There's a lot. I should probably pay them more money. But yeah.
Let's change the subject.
Right. By the way, Trevor, you're handsomely paid.
Yes.
No.
Before they form a union, let's
Right, exactly. But it is. And, I couldn't be on if I had to do the back end. I just couldn't. Did you talk? Oh, no, you go through Cliff. My assistant, I have an assistant, and his name is Jake, and Jake is like the most, I'm like lost without Jake. I'm totally lost because he runs the company, he knows my schedule, he can finish my sentences, and it is so critical.
Yeah. It is critical. You have to have a right hand.
It is. Yeah. And if you get the ones that you just love to death, you're just damn blessed.
Yeah. I do think, and maybe you can attest to this as well, is, you learned a lot by trying to do it all yourself.
Oh, yes.
Because I also know people that have hired and brought team members on and it didn't work out and they're like, what the heck? And I'm like, well, you didn't really know what they were supposed to do in the first place. So it's all just a big learning experience.
It really is. Yeah. It is just a learning experience.
But delegating.
10
out of 10.
I don't know if I'm good at delegating. I just ask them, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, they delegate more to me.
Well, you delegated their responsibility.
No, they came. They're a team. They know this. If I had to lay out a job list, I'd be like, who's getting the drinks at 5:00? Right. Yeah. It would be I'd be struggling, buggling if they weren't here, for sure.
Well, you have a great team. And they
Thank
say
you.
that
I have the best in the business.
You do.
I do. And I'm every day proud of them. And every day they lift me up higher, and
you feel the good energy.
You are only thank you. That means so much to me.
It's true.
Because I do feel like I feel like when you get the team that just lifts each other up, you have hit the jackpot.
That's right.
Especially, everybody can have a podcast.
It's true. But
not everybody
can have a good podcast.
Yes, not everybody can call it happy hour.
That's right.
And not everybody can have the best crew in the world.
Amen.
So here's what I want next. Ready?
Okay.
You haven't been in the room long enough. Here's my thing. I want a tour bus.
Me too.
You do?
Let's
we'll
go
just share one.
I've got like $20 in my account. Let's go.
Right. Exactly. Probably me too. I just bought a house, so probably the same thing.
You should have a tour bus. Take the show on the road.
Just think the coolest thing, right? Yeah. Because, I travel all the time, and I just love people so much. And people are like, do you only shoot in Nashville? I'm like, we are one corporate sponsor away from coming to a town near you in a Eagles green tour bus.
Yeah. Or even a Sprinter. They have really nice Sprinters now.
Yes. Yeah. And I never thought that I would see the day, because it's infectious, right? When you're around people with the same energy and you're all. But yes, that's the next thing. We can just share whenever. You just borrow the tour bus, or we'll just take you wherever you want to go.
Well, we'll manifest this for you.
Right. It's happening.
It's close.
They know me. Yeah. It's not if, it's when.
Well,
they know there's a tour bus coming.
Do you know how many tour buses there are in Nashville?
Yes. There's a lot of.
You can go get one tonight.
Yes, I could. Yeah. Oh my God, can you imagine me calling my husband? I got a tour bus. And they're like, really? Let me tell you, let me give you the name of my lawyer.
Oh.
Because it is funny, he's such an introvert, and not really an introvert, but he's very. He's mellow. So mellow. He's an engineer. He's so mellow. He's like, oh my goodness, you are right.
Yeah.
Right.
Opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So tell me about your life. Is there a man? Is there a person?
Yes.
I've asked every guest this question. It's not just you today.
Oh no, that's
and
okay.
The one is become a very dear friend. He was on actually the first show too, and so I dig right in. I'm like, does your mother know? Because I know his parents now. I know his parents. He's like, Deb, come on. I'm like, all right.
Aw, I do. I have a sweetie. We've been together for a really long time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is he in the business?
No, and he's also very like yours.
Right.
Even keeled.
Yes. Well, thank God he keeps me balanced. You can't put two crazies in the same room.
No, and I thought for years that I would end up with a musician, and every day I'm like, thank God I didn't. Can you imagine? Oh, it'd be awful.
Yeah, I know. I know how much I travel. I can't imagine if somebody else.
Oh.
I don't even like when he goes to the food store. I'm like, when are you coming back? What are you buying us? Right. I'm like, can I go with you? It's like, oh, if you want to, why don't you just do the damn food shopping, Debbie? Yeah, it's true. But I'm the same way.
God bless these men.
I know. Well, he's a lucky man to have you.
Well, thank you.
I remind my husband on the reg. I'm like, who's the luckiest man in the world? He's like, here we go. I am.
Keep him in line.
That's right. Well, he's very humble, and he's tell me what 5 years looks like from now.
5 years. Well, hopefully
Not hopefully. This is the tour bus.
Okay, sorry.
Right, come on. Pretend the tour bus is parked right outside.
Next year, we are getting on the tour bus that we have, and we're
Yes.
going to go open some really, really big shows. And we're going to be nominated for New Artist of the Year.
I'm in for this.
Awards. Let's go.
I'm to 100% in.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Let's go.
Let's do it for sure. Who would you love to open for?
Well, let's just say Keith Urban.
Right.
We're going for it. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Yeah. Crazier things have happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dream big. I tell people that, I tell my clients that, I'm like, dream big.
Why not?
Why are you shooting here when the world, you can have anything you want in this world?
I've always been like that too.
And that's great. Well, you grew up kind of in the industry. So there was, so it's not like, oh my God, this is a big, huge shocker or like.
Yeah, well, I think you realize that they're all just people. You know, Keith's got a team just like you have a team.
Yes, he doesn't have my team. He can't afford it.
No, he can't. But, we're all
Trevor's
people.
like, she hasn't even had a glass of wine yet.
Anything's possible. And you really, truly, Nashville is magical.
It is magical.
You never know who you're going to meet. And, tomorrow your life could totally change.
Tell me about networking. What's that like for you?
You never know who you're going to meet in Nashville.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
You really don't. I'm really looking forward. I went to the Texas Country Music Awards last year for the first time. But I'm really looking forward to going this year and going to all the events and meeting all the people. And well, I put out a song that actually won an award. And so I'm really excited to go shake hands of all the people that played it on the radio.
That is so incredible.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Take me to the moment when you hear your song on the radio. Can you tell, like, if I lived a loser life, like, when you hear your song on the radio?
It's magical.
I can't
it doesn't feel real because you can play your own song on your phone in your car.
Right.
So it doesn't really feel real, but yeah.
What's the greatest compliment you ever got from a fan or social media or even, you're working, if there's PR and manager. What's the greatest compliment you ever got?
I've been told a lot in the last year. I kind of started to show my true colors on social media more, which is just being goofy.
Right.
So I get told a lot how warm I seem and that
You are very warm and very authentic.
That's the greatest compliment that I think anybody could get. So
especially in this industry where you're competing to be whatever. What's your thought on that as things change and music shifts and there's a pattern for a little bit of time? What's your thought about keeping up with that?
Keeping up with
the changing or the trends or.
I think trends are going to come and go, and I've never been a super competitive person. I'm competitive with myself. I think there's room for great artists, and I think great artists and great music is timeless, hopefully.
Yes.
So, I definitely try to do all the social media and,
I tell people all the time, I tell my clients, I'm like, give yourself some grace, man. You're one human being. Like, we are so, so incredibly hard on yourself.
We really are. But, it's a testament to look what you've built.
Yes. Well, I didn't build this. They built it. They totally. I always reflect back on like you're only as good as the people that are surrounding you.
It's the truth, though.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. So where can people find you? Where can they get more of you? Where can they see you? Where can they listen? How do they get in touch with you?
All of the things. Everything is at meganbarker.com, Megan Barker Music on Instagram and TikTok and what else is there?
Oh my God!
Spotify, Megan Barker. Come follow me on Spotify for God's sake.
Somebody,
right? Yeah.
It's huge, though.
Yeah, the numbers are so important.
I know. I can't imagine being in your position where the numbers are that crazy. Like, because it's a mind game.
It is, in such that, and I know we're wrapping up, but like if your Spotify numbers are low, you feel like the booker in Denver is going to look at your Spotify and be like, oh, well, they don't have anybody listening to music. Why would I book them? You don't realize, or maybe other people don't realize, like, the numbers matter in so many different aspects.
Right.
So it's a challenge I feel truly for all my fellow artists because I know what a grind it is. But
it is. They're the hardest working. I can tell you,
so
country music artists they're my fave. Yeah. And they're humble and they're kind and they want the person next to them to succeed. And then what a beautiful marriage of like great music and lifting people up together. Yeah. I just think that is so incredible. And then you get great PR and great managers and all they want is to see you win.
Exactly.
It's just a beautiful experience to see.
And you have to work so hard to get to that point where you build your beautiful team like you have here.
Right.
So
it is true.
It's a wonderful journey.
It takes a lot of work to do it. But you know what? It is so worth it in the end when you're putting out something that is just a piece of yourself.
Yes, it's the best.
It is. Yeah. It's so great.
Especially when it's really what you wanted to say and
right. And that's what I meant about the shift in the industry, because, the trends come and you start to see people shift their ways. But I think you're an absolute delight.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to meet you. I know, like, we're going to follow everything. All right, here's my last question, and no one has told me no, so please don't be that heartbreaker tonight. Ready? Will you come back and let us follow this great career?
I'll come back when you have a bus.
All right.
Which will be next week.
Bradley, I'm going to need a bus. Right.
Anytime. Thank you so much.
They're like, just get her a tour bus so she shuts up about this damn tour bus.
It's called manifesting.
I don't even want a plane. Like rock stars are like on a plane. I'm like, screw that plane. It gets my hair dry. I don't want a bus.
I love it.
Right.
Well, yeah, anytime.
We'll go. Yeah. You and I'll get on the bus.
Call me and we'll go pick up the bus together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right. I mean, what's your favorite color? I sound like Buddy the Elf now. What's your favorite color?
Let's go red.
See, I got to go green. We can do half red. We're allowed to do anything we want to do.
Sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Right. I mean, I think it would be the best job ever. Not that this isn't the most fabulous job ever, but can you imagine going on the road and talking to strangers? Like, I want to go into diners and interview people.
I would watch that show.
I am not even kidding me. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, my husband laughs. He's like, it should be called the Deb Can Never Shut Up Show.
I'd watch that show too.
I know. Although, I have to tell you, he is my biggest fan and my biggest supporter. And we just moved this new neighborhood. All right, I'm going to have a little rusty moment here, you guys. We just moved to a new neighborhood. And it's adorable, like young families and kids, and they're out there playing. And I love, like, now it's Halloween. I'm like, please send a Teletubby to my house to get candy. Like, I love Halloween. It makes my heart so happy to see kids being kids. Yeah. It really does. So I was leaving yesterday, and the neighbors were going to their car, and I had my seat. They're like, where are you off to? Now, of course, we're strangers, right? Yeah. I don't have strangers very often. They'll be drinking beer at my house by Saturday. So it was, and they're like, oh yeah, I headed out to Nashville. So they see my husband, and they're like, oh, Deb went to Nashville. He's like, yeah, she has a podcast and she shoots in Nashville. And he's like, the look on their faces were like, your wife has a podcast? Like, I was this like rock star, right? Yeah. And it was so funny the way he said it. He goes, if I didn't tell you, and he tells me every second of every day, he's like, I'm so proud of you. Oh, I was like, wow. He's like, Deb, the whole neighborhood was like, your wife has a podcast in Nashville.
How long have you been married?
4 years. Aww. This is my second marriage, his second marriage. But, like, I think you find your person in this world, that's the person you were meant to be with. Yeah. And he's amazing. He's amazing. I mean, I'm so just proud of the human being he is. But when he got done telling me the story, he's like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, the whole people were gathering and they're like, Rusty's wife has a podcast. I'm like, well, thank God I'm not a stripper. Can you imagine they went and looked at you?
You'd be popular then too.
Right, exactly. Right. Meg, it was an honor and a privilege, and we can't wait to have you back. And I get your number, so I'm ready to pick up that tour bus.
Let's go.
We'll start by getting our nails done to match the tour bus.
And lunch, obviously.
Amen. We'll get some wine at lunch and we'll get going. It was an honor to have you on the show. Oh, it was an honor. Thanks.